coffee. Tires is having coffee and New York cheesecake in a bag. Leaving our campsite better than we found it. Picked up some trash that someone had left behind. Always try to do my best to take out more stuff than I carry in. So we're heading up the Johnson Lake route, and it looks a bit like that. This is the part of the trail everyone has said is really sketchy. Most people are saying it's taking about an hour and a half to 2 hours to walk the 1.5 miles. So we will see what that looks like. So far the trail's really well marked with these huge cairns. And we'll see if that holds true for the rest of the day. But pretty excited just to see what Johnson Lake looks like. The trail is going to take us right up through this wash over that saddle, and from what we've been told, what's on the other side leading down to Johnson Lake is the sketchy, dangerous part. There's a lot of up.
They said the cooler bumped up and looked at him and started, making noises. And I was like, oh my god, he said he took off.
So we're up on top of the saddle, getting ready to head down towards Johnson Lake. And it took us less than an hour to navigate that section. It's pretty well marked, lots of cairns along the way. The trail was somewhat well defined. It disappeared in places, but it seemed like anytime it disappeared, there was a marker. It wasn't as hard as it was made out to be, but again, the descent is what everybody said was the sketchiest part. So I guess we'll find out here in a minute. So far, this backside has not been as sketchy as advertised. It's definitely difficult. It's not for an inexperienced hiker, but it's not super dangerous. There's a easily followed trail with lots of switchbacks. It's very steep. It's very slippery. You could definitely fall very far if you weren't paying attention. It's not for beginners. Old ore cart line going all the way up. There's all kinds of rusty metal debris laying around, old parts of machinery used for mining. So we made it all the way down that trail. As I mentioned, it was pretty difficult. You could definitely get hurt if you weren't paying attention. Overall time from the trailhead to the lake was 1 hour and 15. So that lines up with everything we read and saw online. It's totally beautiful out here. I think as long as you take it slow and take it easy, the trail's passable, obviously, because we passed through it, but it was very difficult. Water just bubbling up out of the ground right into this rock. Man, that's cool. Cabin just stumbled across. Wow, this is neat. Another one up there, no roof. This whole hillside just blanketed with aspens. That is a very Nevada hillside. We made it back to the car. We're done with the loop. The plan for the rest of the day is to find a car camping spot and then just do some kind of touristy stuff in and around the national park. We're going to try to do a cave tour, some other stuff. And then tomorrow morning, bright and early, we'll summit Mount Wheeler. Little lizard buddy. So much to do in this park. We weren't really sure how we were going to end the day. We were considering maybe doing a guided cave tour, but those were all sold out. So we're going to do a 5-mile loop to a bristlecone grove. We added about 3.5 miles to our 5-mile loop so that we could come stand on the only glacier in the state of Nevada. Totally worth it. This is epic.